Well, hi there. This is an afternoon, and it's July 3rd, and it's very dark, remarkably dark. And I guess um, I've got lots of artificial light in here, and I was doing videos with sunlight, but I don't think today. This is one of the darkest 3rds of Julys I think I've ever seen. So this is a placekeeper video. It's sort of like we're on our way to our first 100 videos, and we're now just beyond 20. We're somewhere in the mid 20 range. I think, I don't know, 21, 22, 23, somewhere in there. Anyway, let's see. I'm happy with how things are going. I don't know if anyone's paying any attention to this, but this is slowly evolving in the right direction. I guess what I'm doing is I'm combining how to draw videos with coloring pages, comic panels, QR codes, maybe a phone app, and a couple other things. And it all actually makes sense. And then my Schedule a Difference campaign. So what I did in the first video, these are the 4 things that I introduced, was the Augmiworld comics sketchbook, which is kind of like, this is an extension of a hard copy thing I did with posting like a whole bunch of drawings and illustrations that I've done. Augmiworld is basically augmented reality kind of. It's not Disneyland, not quite, but Augmiworld is kind of interesting. Anyway, and then 3dprintingland.com. And my idea of Schedule a Difference. Schedule a Difference is a big deal for me because the only way we're going to change the momentum of what's happening with our kind of dysfunctional global situation regarding language is if we literally schedule something else. We're going to have to schedule something else. This Supreme Court debacle here in the United States is just, it's sad. And it's literally a failure of what could be called communication arts. We were raised on really bad advertising, and now it's producing results. So anyway, this first 4 pages that I introduced myself with for videos were Planetoid coloring pages, the smartphone story, which I posted on Facebook for a while, 3dprintingland.com, which is kind of combining Schedule a Difference and language realities with the realities of what amounts to graphics and printing and things like that. And the Augmiworld comic sketchbook. So Augmiworld, right now we're kind of, I did a bunch of videos, and right now I'm going to do add another coloring page. This goes, I'm going to do something interesting with QR codes and videos and a phone app, and QR codes and coloring pages and comic panels. And I'm throwing that idea out there. We'll see if somebody with more money, and I don't have a lot of money right now. I have a lot of people who owe me money, but I don't. That would be useful if I could get some of that. Let's see here. We got comic panel. Anyway, somebody may run with the idea, but you know what? Nobody's run with any ideas that I've had over like the last, some of these ideas go way back, and people just, I guess what I get is a question like, well, why would you want to do that? So anyway, the Planetoids, that's kind of like what a planetoid looks like there. They're hollow, right? So what happens is there will be like buildings and things on the outside and other things on the inside. And the inside of these planetoids is really interesting. And I'm going to draw the inside, excuse me, of one of these planetoids. I am having a terrible time. I have respiratory issues. a while back. I was doing building cleanups in the Catskills, and like a fool did not notice that I was moving around asbestos. I did that and a bunch of other stuff and gave myself respiratory issues, which are now augmented by weather such as we're having now. So I'm drawing, we'll call this a coloring page. Now there's all kinds of cool stuff happening with these coloring pages. I haven't really begun to visit some of that yet. This is a very slow start because unfortunately I'm in a hurry about a few things, but I now know for a fact that unless we schedule a difference, we're on our way to basically a real sad, messy situation based on the stalwart, complacent ambitions of the truly crazy. Okay. Putin and the RNC being examples of that. Let's put this here. Anyway, what happens with the QR codes in the videos is I believe we're at a new standard of kind of home economic education with Zoom, large screen televisions, e-readers, mobile devices. And just the fact that intelligent parents aren't going to let our, I don't know what you want to call this crazy situation we're faced with, the Supreme Court, the Supreme Court actually, thankfully, put themselves in the position of representing the entire problem. And it is one of communication. And so there's this, I don't know if, there's this thing in procedure, legal procedure, called the rules of evidence, okay? And the rules of evidence are what you can introduce, or what you used to be able to introduce as evidence. And there were rules. It was like, you've seen it in Perry Mason, you know, objection, Your Honor, hearsay, or, you know, la-di-da, you know, all the legal shows have examples of people doing the rules of evidence, right? The rules of evidence are a really great point of departure, as are the standards of journalism, right? Or historical fact-checking, or any number of other things, which are being discarded by the Republican Party willy-nilly as we speak. But anyway, the Supreme Court just kind of put itself right up there as being an example of bankrupt communication. The best beyond the abortion issue, which is just, are you kidding me? That's just so out of hand. But the other thing is this issue of innocence not being, innocence isn't good enough to prove, you know, you don't get innocence. If the legal procedure is correct, innocence isn't going to do anything for you. And just like that one justice quoting the witch burning judge from the I think it's the 1500s someplace, as his, well, that's my precedence for my abortion decision, right? Um, so it goes with a couple of other things. They're just complete fiascos of communication. So this planetoid that I'm drawing, I'm kind of doing these in slow motion because we've reached this point. Okay, so where would this QR code send you if you paid attention to it? It would send you to Wikipedia and an article about QR codes. Great, so maybe that would be useful for our kids and our students who are ever staring at the big screen television watching Dave do this while they noodle about with their coloring pages. Let's see. But this is a test of this. I want to see if this works real quick. We're going to put that in the frame. That will send you someplace. Okay. All right. Now, in the future, because it takes a sumi brush to put in the black here. I'm not going to sit here and fuss with this, but if you have a sumi brush and you can put black into these drawings. I'm going to maybe add a few lines here like so. Okay. And remove a few lines like so. Okay. Now, the reason I can say this is a how to draw video is that if you followed my lead, you'd probably be able to draw some of this, right? And if you want to, you can play the video again, speed it up or whatever, and it will show you how to draw this stuff. So it's a how to draw video. How to draw a planetoid, okay? And maybe what I really want to do here, I guess I'll leave out the thought balloons and all the rest of it. That's just kind of, I guess composition-wise, I wanted to put something here. So I guess I will. I'm going to put somebody in the ivory tower, and what they're doing is we lost our QR code, our mystery QR code. Anyway, that will send you someplace if you want. And this is a indication. They have photo indications, type indications. This is now a matrix code indication. And so that's good enough. So that's what somebody is talking about. We'll pretend it's that matrix code, which you could follow if it's showing up to a destination. Okay. So like I said, I will have a sumi brush and some sumi ink for putting in the black in another video. I might use this one in another video to do that, actually. It's so fast, it just makes doing this stuff really kind of silly. Let's do that. Okay, now, so what I've been doing in these videos is doing this. We've evolved to the point where we're doing panels or we're doing pages in a story. And this really does have a story. And so yesterday, I did a matrix code kind of format to Thingiverse, where this actual file exists, but it's for a lock, not a space station. Anyway, it's an actual file that will make you a lock if you have a 3D printer. And then I'm kind of running through this because we're going to move on in the next video or the next few videos to the next step in our in me getting better and better and better at this, I hope. This was another little tutorial on figure drawing that I did based on Tintin figures and Mobius figures. Okay, Mobius being a really great sci-fi comic artist, and I did this really fast and showed people how to do fast figures. So that's that. Let's see what else is going on. This was a spaceship, which again was a QR code file, right? And if you went to this spaceship, which is some guy drew a spaceship and it was on Google, and it was a technical drawing and it was really pretty impressive. And so I did a video about that and a bunch of other odd banter topics. The banter topics just kind of bop around. I believe I'm going to be political, more and more political, because it's now just an issue of, like I said, this QR code goes to Communication Arts, which is a magazine about advertising. And, that's where we are. We're in a language situation here on Earth, and communication arts and the rules of evidence and all of that are part of it. This is a planetoid. So these are kind of like large-scale coloring pages. I believe that we're going to have a lot of intelligent parents out there who are going to have a different relationship with media very soon because, well, I don't even, it may even be a new Facebook might get created. Okay, this is a spaceship. Obviously a spaceship. Doing, once again, the planetoid thing. And the planetoids will become more detailed very soon. So this is a spaceship, right? I may take the black and sumi ink to all of these and make them look good. That might be the next video. How to use sumi ink. Anyway, that's self-explanatory. Oh, this was one of the early ones. There's the planetoid coloring pages. You could just go to Communication Arts now that you know it's Communication Arts. I suppose. This is one of the larger pages, and I liked it a lot when I kind of banged this out. This was one of the first videos. Oh, potential NFTs. We'll talk about that again another time. Oh, and a smartphone story. These are the two phones that kind of are the gist of a smartphone story because you have to have two phones to have a conversation. So they are the first two phones to begin trying to trend scheduling a difference, you know, with 1% of the 52 billion mobile devices we have on our planet. Okay, so that's those guys, and that's mobile device management. And here they are again with QR code stuff. Mystery adventure destinations, but we know now that that's communication arts. And then the video yesterday that went well, which is this one, which is again a QR code was sending people to this file, which is a very cool 3D printed vase, which is basically made out of, it's made to look, it's a 2D kind of sculpture thing. It's a, you know, but you can put water in it, the real one anyway, and put flowers in it. It looks kind of cool. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. So Communication Arts, 3dprintingland.com, Augmiworld, Schedule a Difference, and there we are. So let's see what happened with how much time we took up. We'll put this here. This actually works pretty well. That's showing up great. And we're at 20 minutes, kids. Okay, well, thank you very much. Have a happy 4th of July. Hope it doesn't snow, and I'll see you soon. Thanks.